What's going on, you guys? So today we are going to, well, not we, but I'll be teaching you guys how I spool my reels. Today we're going to be doing a HC4000 that I got off of Amazon for like 20 bucks. Really good reel for the money. And it's going to be on a 7-foot Shakespeare Tiger spinning rod. As you guys could tell, all of my rods and reels are cheap as frick, but honestly I don't mind because I haven't had much experience with expensive rod and reels, so I really don't know the difference, and I catch fish, so I don't see the point of spending over 300 bucks on a rod and reel combo. I think all of my rod and reels are less than $60, to be honest. Just cutting off the old line. So the funny thing about this reel is I had it on a ugly stick, right? And one day I left it at the bank, on the bank, and that was like 4 or 5 months ago, probably three or 4 months ago. And I'm like, man, this thing is lost forever. I'm never gonna find it, because I've lost a few rods and reels before on the bank, and I've never found them again. But one day, I'm at the lake right here by the house, and I see the reel, and I'm like, man, I don't know if it's a coincidence that somebody has the same reel that I lost, or that's my reel. So I go up to him and ask him, I was like, hey man, did you find that that fishing pole on the bank at the lake that I left it on? I said, Sequoia. And at first he said no, but I think he could tell that I knew that it was mine. And he's like, oh wait, yeah, that I did find this fishing pole. And I'm like, fuck dude, that's mine. And sadly he changed the reel. I mean, he changed the rod, so he had his own rod or whatever. And I didn't want to be a dick and be like, hey man, like, let me just keep that rod. So I was like, man, can I just get the reel back and you could have the rod, because I really don't care about that Shakespeare. I bought it in Guam. It's the one that I had in Guam, that ugly stick. Oh my god, this is like the worst part, taking off the old line. Alright, so the line we're going to be using on this rod is, it's a line that I bought in California when I was over there last fall. It was only $5, so I don't really, but it's a premium monofilament, 15 pounds. I think 15 to 20 pounds, maybe anything between 10 to 20 pounds is like pretty good for versatile fishing. So the first thing I do is I just put it on the ground, and then I tie a knot right here, right? Sometimes I like to use tape. I don't have any, oh actually I do. So the easiest way that I've found to keep the line on the reel is putting a piece of tape, right? Putting a piece of tape and just taping that line. Oh, that's too thick. Right there. You don't need a big piece of tape, just enough that'll keep the line on the spool while you do it. So just like that, you know, just tape the thing, and then you grab, I like to pull the line, then just start reeling. So I could already notice this line has some twist in it, and the easiest way that I found to where when you cast it it's not gonna pretty much twist up is take the reel off of it. Like you see how it's just jumping off, just like that. When you cast it, it's just gonna keep doing that. Jesus Christ. Okay, so the best way that I've found to keep it from keep spooling like that is you make it as tight as possible, and then you put the line on here. Alright, perfect. Okay, so then you take the spool off. Take the spool out, and then you put this in hot water. Okay, so you want to leave the line on the spool in hot water for like probably 30 minutes to an hour. And I don't know what it does, but for mono I guess it helps it untwist or something. I don't know the science behind it, but it works. That's what I always do. But yeah, so I'm gonna put this in hot water later, and hopefully I'll show you guys that it worked. Whenever you guys are done and you guys are ready to put it back on the reel, always remember, flip this up. Don't forget to take that off. Okay, remember, flip this up if you're using a spinning reel, obviously. Flip it up, put the spool back in just like that, tighten the drag. Oh, look at that, drag is super loose. So you tighten the drag. Alright, take the line out of the line saver, I guess it's called. Sometimes it's hard. Okay, so once you take off the line, you keep the thing flipped up. You keep it flipped up, and then you start putting the line through the eyelets and flip it down, and you're done. And that's how you spool a spinning reel.